Hi YouTube family, welcome back to Charmin's Kitchen. A pleasant good night to each and every one of you. Hope you had an awesome, wonderful day today. I have a recipe that you will all enjoy, so come on down and let us cook together. If you're joining me for the first time, I would like to welcome you to my channel. What would you make with a fresh piece of snapper head? This is a fish I brought back from Guyana. I bought the whole fish from the Meadowbank Wharf. It was nice and fresh, and all the different parts I like to cook in different recipes. So today I'm going to use the head to make a nice split peas and provision soup. Look how fresh this head is looking. It still have that yellowness, vibrant color, and you can see that it is fresh. I'm going to wash it up nicely with some lime, and I'll come back and show you how I prepare my fish head soup. So while my split peas is boiling, let me show you guys how it looks. I like when it melts away, and you can see that it's really nice and soft. I'm gonna mash this up a little. So I just washed and seasoned the fish head with some black pepper, salt, and green seasoning, and look how nice that looks. So I'm going to cut up my butternut squash now to add to the soup. I like the flavor that the butternut squash bring out, and it's also good for us. You can cut it in any shape. Once it's cooked, that's all that matters, and butternut squash doesn't take too long to cook. So I'm just swizzling up the dal to make it nice and smooth. It doesn't have to be too smooth. You can leave some little pieces of the grain in there as well. As you cook the soup, it will melt, but I want to get rid of most of the big pieces before I start adding my ingredients. So I'm adding in about 2 cups of the butternut squash or pumpkin if you have them. And once you add them in early, they're going to get nice and soft and melt away in the soup. Just like that. So I like to put a little bit of turmeric in my split pea soup, just a little bit for color, about a half a teaspoon. And turmeric is also very good for us to consume, so that's how much I'm gonna add. And if you look at our butternut squash or pumpkin, they are nice and soft. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. See, it's mashing very quickly. That means they are fully cooked. I'm gonna leave them like that in the soup, and I'm gonna start adding more ingredients in here now. So first of all, we're gonna go in with some eddoes. I have quite a bit of eddoes here. I cut them small so they can cook quickly. I'm gonna nicely add these in. Eddo is one of my favorite in the soup. We're gonna go in with a carrot. The more color, more nutrients. And I only have a few pieces of cassava that I'm adding into the soup. Everything will add up and give me a nice big pot of soup. I also have my sweet potatoes and plantain here in the water, because the sweet potato will oxidize if you leave them dry like that. Hubby's gonna cut up these fresh ingredients for me. I have some flat leaf parsley, or in Guyana we say celery. I have some green onions, and I started to keep the ends of these to plant in my garden. I have a nice big onion. I have some fine thyme, which really goes nice in soup, and I have a nice big pepper. Once he finished cutting these up, we're gonna add these to the soup and let it cook until everything is nice and tender. So I'm gonna add my fine thyme now, and I'm adding a good portion. This will give the soup a beautiful flavor. I'm gonna go in with my hot pepper, and I'm adding 1 pepper. I like when the soup is spicy. We're gonna go in with our onion, and I'm gonna add my flat leaf parsley. I'm leaving my green onions closer to the end for more flavor. Look how nice and colorful this is. We're gonna add our black pepper in here. We're gonna go in with our salt Give this a mix. Leave this to cook while I'm gonna quickly just flash fry the fish a little bit before I add it to the soup. I'm gonna quickly dust the fish on both sides with some seasoned flour, and I'm gonna fry them about a minute each on both sides to achieve that nice fried flavor into the soup. With just a little bit of oil, I'm gonna quickly fry the fish head to achieve that very nice unique flavor that I'm looking for. And this is ready to go into the pot. You can cut up your fish head smaller pieces if you like, but once you put it into the soup, it's gonna surely fall apart. And I find there's no need for cutting up the head because it always falls apart in the soup. Natalie, I'm so sorry, but I won't be able to make any dumpling tonight because the pot is already full. Check this out, guys. I'm gonna give this a few more minutes before I turn my stove off. And this is cooking on medium to low heat until everything is nice and soft and really combined together with all the different flavors. Soup is looking amazing. The fish is now breaking apart in the soup. The soup have beautiful color and a lot of good nutritious ingredients. I'm gonna go in now and add my spinach, and I had a little bit of seasoning I had on the side to add towards the end. I'm gonna add that in the soup now. So I'm adding all that spinach, and this is the baby spinach. They will wilt down and give the soup a nice flavor. Soup is good to consume at least once a week. This is like a superfood and food for the soul. Let me know what you guys think. And then now I'm gonna go in with the extra seasoning I had on the side, like my green onions and a little bit more of onion. And while the soup was cooking, I add a little bit of my frozen marred man poke in here because it gives soup a nice flavor. So I can smell it now in the soup. It smells really good and inviting. I'm gonna let the spinach just steam into the soup, and then I'll show you guys when I'm plating up. This is done. Just need to steam the spinach and the rest of the ingredients I just added. After making the soup, I'm heading out to church with the girls. They're going to youth, and I'm going to prayer meeting at church. Then I'm gonna come back when that soup is nice and everything is really infused and married in together. The flavor will be rich. Then I'm gonna taste that soup for you all. It is a beautiful evening. It's very nice outside, little bit on the chilly side. You have to wear a jacket, but it is nice when you're indoor or if you're driving in a vehicle. So this is the first time since I came back from my trip. I'm heading out to church with the girls. We always love to hang out together, especially on the weekends. Now that my girls are older, we're getting to do stuff together. In about 2 hours time, I will be plating up and tasting that soup for you all. So I'm gonna show you how rich and delicious this soup look. You guys gonna want to have a bowl once you see how it look. Come on down. So this is my delicious, look at the goodness in here, fish head soup, my gray snapper. There is colors, there is all kinds of goodness in here. I'm gonna go in now and dish myself out some. I like to have a little bit of everything, so I'm gonna go in for a nice big plate of goodness. I have cassava in there. I have sweet potato eddoes. And I'm gonna try to get a nice piece of that head in here. This will make the soup even better. So a nice big piece of that fish head soup. I think I have everything, pumpkin, carrot, everything else in here. Enough soup in this pot for everyone. The eddoes are my favorite, so I'm loading up my plate with some eddo, and you can see the gravy is nice and thick Look at that, guys. Look at this goodness right here. Amazing. So let's eat, guys. And this is my favorite. So delicious. The sauce is so thick and nice. I'm gonna go in for peas, plantain, and spinach. And this mouthful goes to all the viewers. Spicy just the way I like it. Warm, refreshing. There's a little bit of sweetness from the sweet potato. There's a little bit of sweetness from the butternut squash. This is a sweet potato. And that rich, thick gravy from the split peas. Ooh la la. I gotta find a piece of eddo. I'm going in for a piece of the carrot. Wow. Soul food. Absolutely the best for comforting and for the soul. This is a piece of eddo. Guys, and I have that nice big half of the head in my plate. Right here, I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna finish this plate and I'm gonna chew up all this bone until it's nice and white. That's how I like to eat mine. So thank you all so much for cooking snapper head soup with me. I wish you guys a good night, a happy weekend, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.